What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We have got the Cowboys taking on Detroit tonight in Detroit. Got a close game, hopefully. We'll talk about that as well as some NBA player props. So make sure you guys stick around to the end to get all the plays. I do have 3 NFL plays as well as 2 NBA props for this slate. Meant to do two separate videos today, but still struggling a little bit with the sickness. Decided I would just put the 2 together again with NFL and NBA. Hopefully that's okay. I am planning on getting back to my 2 separate videos. That way you guys can get a more in-depth look on both NBA and NFL, and I'm not just splitting them up. So hopefully that'll be back this weekend for Sunday. I do want to pick a winner from yesterday's video to win a free month of VIP. So that being said, guys, if this video gets 250 likes, I will select a random comment down below to win a free month of our VIP. So drop a comment, leave a like. You got to be a subscriber to win. Make sure you guys are subbed. Looking at the free picks from yesterday's. Let's do a recap. Free picks went 2-2 yesterday. Con Knuppel ended up with 8 RA. They stat corrected him like twice. He should have cashed easily. So got screwed on that one. But we had him paired with AD, and let me go ahead and confirm this. I'm pretty sure AD ended up with like 21 or 22 points and assists. He did not turn up like I thought he was going to. I did want to take the Mavericks money line, which I don't remember if you guys told or saw that in the video yesterday, but I thought the Mavericks had a good shot to win in that game. They ended up winning. I ended up not trusting my gut and betting on them, so I did not get to take the Mavericks for plus 200, which is very unlucky. I ended up playing Charlotte. I put a quarter unit on Charlotte at plus 330. The value was there. If they would have won, I would have profited a full unit off of a quarter unit, so I only risked a quarter unit. It wasn't that bad, so that's what I ended up doing. Slipped from yesterday. That cashed. We had Siakam and Porter. This came directly from the free picks. If you guys tailed this, you had a nice little dub, but if you would have tailed both slips, then you would have lost about, for me, it would have been $30, so that's like a tenth of a unit, so not much. It would have been down a little bit. Recap for me over the last 3 days. Before yesterday, I've been up 7.5 units through the Discord in the last 2 days. Yesterday, I lost about 2 units. So I'm up 5.5 units this week so far in the last 3 days. I'm hoping we can have another good day tonight. So 5.5 units is not bad. My unit size is $150 to $250. So if I profit 5 units, I'm up over $1,000 still on the week. You do that for 4 weeks, you're up $4,000. I'm happy with that. But excuse me, guys. I'm so sorry. But anyways, let's go ahead and pick our winner from yesterday. Winner from yesterday's video is going to be for Brendan Roberry, who said, "Let's go, Sick Ryan." I'll be honest with you, bro. Sick Ryan could kick some rocks. That's all I'm going to say. But, Brendan, I do appreciate you, my man. Send me a message on Discord. I will get you that free month of VIP. I appreciate the love and support from all of you guys. I appreciate you guys checking up on me when I'm sick. I had a lot of people check up on me. And let me tell you something, guys. That means a lot, man. Like, we have one of the greatest communities for sports out there, probably the best in my opinion, but I might be a little bit biased on that as well. Like, our Discord is so freaking friendly. Like, we get some bad apples every once in a while, but we try to keep things positive. I've been in Discord before, and it's just the most negative BS ever, and that is something I did not want to happen with my community. So, my community, you come in there and you start being negative on everything. If you're chalking slips in the first quarter, like, first of all, obviously, pre-chalking in the first quarter is absolutely diabolical. I mean, if AD has 2 points in the first quarter and you chalk him, I'm going to be pissed. Like, that's just how it goes. But anyways, try to keep the community a lot more positive. Try to keep everybody uplifting. If you want to be a part of that, Discord link's down in the description. If you want to get every single play that I post, like I said, we're up 5.5 units in the last 3 days. Hopefully we keep that going. It's only $10 a week or $25 a month, and you can get 20% off right now. So just click the link in the description to our WAP. Click the VIP access link, the one in the middle. Hit join now, and you guys can get in there. If you guys want to join my elite mentorship, we have our next coaching call tonight. We have a lot of people in there that are going to become profitable, and this is going to be a great step for them. If you want to join, you can sign up through the type form down below. You can get a better deal than this right here. This is just for the ones who don't want to go through the actual mentorship. But if you guys want to be a part of the mentorship, just sign up the type form down in the description. We'll get you guys settled in, and yeah, we'll go from there. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump into this slate, guys. So we have the Cowboys taking on the Lions. Obviously, as a Cowboys fan, you guys can see the hat. I got to root for my boys, man. Plus 150 underdogs on the road. 3 point on the spread. 54.5 point total. Very, very high scoring game. Shootout potential. Now, this is where things get a little weird for me. 79% of the money is on the Cowboys with 58% of the bets. which means the sharp money's on the Cowboys, man. You got more bets on the Cowboys money line than you do on Detroit. Huge, man. I know the Cowboys are on a 3-game win streak. They beat the Eagles and they beat the Chiefs 2 weeks in a row, both Super Bowl contenders from last year. So I want to roll with the Cowboys, man, and I'm going to roll with the Cowboys. I can't bet against them for sure. There's no way in heck I could let myself do that because this is a play. This game really sets off the playoff potential for these two teams. Detroit needs a win, man. They need a win bad. And the Cowboys haven't had playoff potential in years, man, like in a long time. Like this is their chance. They're playing good. The defense has stepped it up, to be honest with you. Defense looks way better than it did at the start of the season. The offense is electric. This game is tough to call for me. Now, when you see 79% of the money on the Cowboys at plus 150, it makes it very hard in terms of like the political side of things to be able to say, yeah, let's take the Cowboys money line. But I just got to roll with it, man. I'm not going against the crowd on this one. I'm going to run with Dallas. Dallas on the road versus Lions is a tough game. Realistically, if I wasn't a Cowboys fan, I'd probably take the Lions. I'm going to be honest with you. I think the Lions do have the better team. I'm like straight up. I hate saying that, but I think it's true. They're at home. It's going to be tough to beat Detroit at home, but I'm gonna roll my Cowboys tonight. I'll probably throw half a unit on. I'll probably throw $150 or something on Cowboys plus 150 and take it there. Maybe if you want to run the spread, I think the Cowboys do keep this close. I think this is going to be a very high scoring game. Like I said, it's predicted for 54.5. That's high scoring, man. That's pretty much neither defense getting stops. This Detroit Lions defense likes to play a lot of man-to-man coverage. Coverage versus Lamb or man-to-man versus Lamb and Pickens with Dak is tough. I will say Dallas's O-line hasn't been the greatest in spots. We're missing one of our starting O-lines as well. If Detroit can capitalize on that, it might make a tough night for Dak. If Dak can't get time in the pocket, then they're going to struggle. I don't think the Cowboys are going to be running the ball a lot. I mean, I don't think they're going to have as much success on the ground as through the air is what I meant to say. But let's take a look at these two teams so far. Cowboys have won 50% of their games with a draw, obviously, so 50% of 12 games. The Lions are on 58% of their games. And you can see the Lions have kind of yo-yoed the last, 7 games? Loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, win. And I just accidentally said that. But kind of a little yo-yo going on here. Cowboys, a little bit different. 2 win, 2 losses, 3 wins. And these are some good teams, man. Now, Raiders on the road, I mean, it's the Raiders, probably the worst team in the league. Let's look at Dallas on the road. Dallas on the road is 2-4. They have not looked great on the road. They lost to Carolina. They lost to the Broncos. They got killed by the Broncos. They got beat by Chicago pretty bad. Then a very close game versus Philly in the opening game of the season, which I think they should have won, to be honest with you. So that game, I'm just going to say 2-3. Even though they're actually 2-4, this is the game that was close. This game could have went either way. The other 3 games, they just got beat, man. I was at this game in person in Charlotte, so I got to watch the Cowboys not be able to stop the run at all. So Dowdle just ran up and down the field on the Cowboys. And after watching that game, I was like, yeah, there's no team the Cowboys can beat because they can't stop a run against anybody. But lately they've been stopping the run, man. They really haven't been bad on the defensive side of things. Now, do I think they're going to stop Gibbs? We'll see, man. I think this is going to be pretty high scoring, like I said. A lot of yards on both teams. It's going to be like which team can get the stop and keep it going. Because we know that Detroit does not like to kick field goals. They're going to go for it on 4th down pretty much every single time. So maybe the Cowboys can get a stop somewhere on 4th down, and that could be the difference. If they can hold them to 4th down and get that turnover on downs rather than a field goal, and if it happens for the Cowboys, Aubrey kicking his 65-yard field goal, maybe it happens. This is a dome stadium. Like, Scott, I'm excited for this game is all I'm going to say. So I'm going to run with my Cowboys here. That's not a super confident play, but I like Dallas here in this spot, and I think that as a Cowboys fan, we got a lot of hope for this. If we win this game, hope for the rest of the season is going to be through the roof. So first time I've had hope in Dallas in a while, and I'm gonna stick with the hope, man. If you don't like Dallas, I know there's a lot of Cowboys haters. Bet against them, man. I'm not telling you that Dallas is a super sharp play. This game to me could be coin flip. Like Lions 100% can win this game. So trust your gut. I like Dallas. I'm going to run with Dallas because I'm a Cowboys fan, like I said. And let's go ahead and talk about some NBA. NBA games. We got the Phillies taking on the Warriors. Or the Sixers taking on the Warriors. I'm in Philly, minus 127 at home, 2.5-point spread, 222.5-point total. 58% of the money right now is on the Sixers if you take a look at this game. So neither team are on back-to-backs. Both teams played on the second. Warriors got smacked by OKC in their last game. Sixers just beat the Wizards. blew the Wizards out. So both teams looking okay this season. Looking at Golden State, Butler's questionable. They are missing Curry, I believe. Yeah, Curry is out this game. Kuminga's questionable. Post is questionable. Philly, Paul George is questionable. Embiid is doubtful. Grimes is questionable. Lots of injury news in this game. In Philly, if Butler sits, this is a Philly lock for me. Now, if Butler plays, this game could go either way. I still like the Sixers. Sixers at almost even money. I'm willing to take that, man. So I'm going to put a unit on the Sixers. I think they're going to be the better team at home, especially without Curry. Even though they're missing a few players, I think Maxey can come out here and carry the team to victory. So that's just my personal opinion on that one. I think it's going to be a pretty good game for player props. Just make sure you stick around or pay attention to the injuries. If you take some role players and Butler plays, then obviously that's going to bring some value down for the role players. But if you take them and Butler sits, then the role players may end up going up. So you got to pay attention to stuff like that too, because you can usually get some good value if you think a player is going to sit. So if you want to research Butler, figure out why he potentially is sitting, things like that, look more in depth to it. I haven't looked super in depth on Butler specifically, so you guys can do that as well and kind of figure it out. But I like Philly money line minus 127, and I'll be locking that in. So if you guys want to take that money line, I think that's a good one. Next game is the Celtics versus the Wizards. We can take a look at these two teams. Hard for me to trust the Wizards at all. Wizards played on the second versus the Sixers. They lost. The Celtics played versus the Knicks at home a couple days ago, and they ended up winning. Now, if you look at these two teams, Boston on the road, they haven't looked bad. Even the Wizards at home, they're on a 2-game win streak, but they still, they kind of suck. So they're missing Sarr and Calibli. I can't trust the Wizards in this game. If you think the game stays close, it's going to be a great game for props. Should be pretty high scoring, 230.5 total. Wizards don't play very good D, so Brown probably pops off in this game, and make sure Brown is playing. He's doubtful, so maybe Derek White will be the one that pops off in this game. Who knows? But you guys can pay attention to that, kind of do your own research on that. I think this game, if it stays competitive, is a great game to target. Me personally, don't trust the Wizards just to keep it super competitive. If Brown sits, maybe they do. Maybe this is a good spot. Wizards plus 400. 400's is a very good a good line for that. So, if you would think they can pull out the upset, there you go. That's a good play. Jazz versus Nets. Another good game I like. A 232.5 total, plus 168 underdogs. Brooklyn at home versus the Jazz. Now, Brooklyn are on a back-to-back. They just come off of a dub versus Chicago. So they beat the Bulls in Chicago 113-103. If you look at the Jazz, they're coming off a win versus Houston. Man, a huge win for the Jazz. Jazz are missing Nurkic, or Nurkic is questionable. Kessler's obviously still out for the season. If you look at Brooklyn is still missing Cam Thomas. Terrence Mann, is questionable here. Porter looked amazing his last game, man. Now, this game, like I said, back-to-back, tired legs after traveling. It's hard for me to want to take the Nets here. The Jazz are decent sometimes, man. 7-13. They got a better record than this Brooklyn team. They're not any worse than Brooklyn. So the Jazz here being favorites doesn't concern me too much. I think Kessler has a good game. I think not Kessler, but I think Markkanen has a great game here, and I think our man Keontae George. Keontae George is one of my favorite plays right now. I really like the Keontae George line, and we'll look at that here in a minute. But I like this game for play props. Could go either way. I'm kind of leaning the Jazz just because the Nets have been traveling so much. So kind of leaning the Jazz here. It wouldn't surprise me if the Nets won, but I'm kind of going to go with Utah on this one. Next game, we got the Lakers versus the Raptors, another good game. And then I'm going to fade Minnesota versus the Pelicans. So Raptors versus Lakers. Minus 125 for Toronto at home. 2.5 point spread. 228.5 total. 67% of the money's on the Raptors. 68% of the money on the Raptors covering the spread. If you look at these two teams, neither team have played in a couple of days. Lakers on 3 days of rest. And they are playing the last game they played versus Phoenix and got beat pretty bad. I'm going to be honest with you. Looking at them, Doncic is sitting, man. Luka is not playing this game. They do have LeBron and Reeves. One of them two is going to have to step it up. If you look at the Raptors, they're missing R.J. Barrett and Jakob Poeltl. So Poeltl's sitting for rest. No Poeltl tonight. The Raptors teams look good. I've liked this Raptors team, but Lakers, man, even without Doncic, not that bad, man. We can go to games without Doncic. I don't know how many games Doncic has sat this season. So he sat 4 games this season. They've won 3 of 4. Portland, they beat Minnesota. They lost to Portland one, then they beat the Kings in one of them. So last game they played was on the 3rd. A little over a month ago without Luka. And I'm pretty sure, they didn't have LeBron then either. So you got to think of that too. Now they got LeBron. LeBron can pop off any game, man. This is a game where you got to pick the right one. It's going to be Reeves or LeBron. For plus money, give me the Lakers, man. Plus 124 odds, I can't not take the Lakers at plus money. I really can't, even without Luka. Luka's their star right now. Obviously, LeBron's pretty much almost done, but, I mean, he's still LeBron. He can still pop off at any point in time. So that's why I like for the slate guys, kind of what I'm looking at in terms of the games. But let's go and talk about some player props. So player props we're going to start with is going to be for NFL. I've got 3 player props I like. I don't know how I want to pair these. These are on Prizepicks. I'm not going to be locking in the NFL slip live. I will lock in the NBA slip live. NFL, I do not know how I want to pair these yet. I'm still contemplating. I'm trying to make the best move for the Discord. I want the Discord to make money. If you want to join the Discord, the WAP link's in the description. You get every single play that I play. It's $10 a week or $25 a month. I've already said that. It's very, very cheap. We're not scamming like half of these other cords are. And we'd love to have you guys a part of it. If you want a free month, you can sign up for any partnered app in the description. Parlay Play, Underdog, Sleeper, Better, Chalkboard, Novig, Dabble. 7 apps. If you don't have any of the apps I just mentioned, sign up with our code, make the minimum deposit. They'll double your deposit, and you get free VIP. No brainer, guys. You get free money and a free month of VIP. You can cash out on the slips with us. But obviously, bad days happen. Today could be a bad day. I don't know how it's going to go. It's gambling, but we've been doing well, so hopefully we can keep it up. So first pick that I want to take is going to be for our man Brandon Aubrey. Brandon Aubrey PATs have been a lock, and most of the time they have not been giving us a 1.5 point line. It sits at 2.5. You can sometimes get his gobbling at 1.5. Sometimes you can't. Prizepicks has it at 1.5. So let's come over here to PATs made. Aubrey, his original line is 2.5. You can get him at 1.5 PATs made. This is one of my favorite goblins on the board. He's cashed this in 11 of 12 games this season, 92% hit rate. The only game he didn't get it was versus the Bears. I don't see Dallas not being able to score 2 touchdowns. Now, if they go for 2 or something, or Brandon Aubrey misses a PAT, then that would freaking suck. It definitely has happened. Jake Bates, the Detroit kicker, has been horrible about missing PATs. And I like Bates PATs at 2.5. I think this game is a shootout. I think both teams score 20-plus points, for sure. I mean, nothing's for sure, but that's just how I'm feeling about this game. So I can see both kickers getting 3 PATs. If you want to take the regular line at 2.5, go for it. Jake Bates at 2.5, you can get him there as well. It's a goblin. These two together is a 1.6x. You're not going to get super good value here. If I had to fade one of them, I like Aubrey way better than Bates, personally. Just my personal opinion. Aubrey for 2 PATs is one of my favorite props on the board, and I don't see that one missing. Now, another play I like is going to be for our man Prescott. I like Dak Prescott. I like his fantasy score. I like it at 19.5. Dak has cashed his 8 of 12 games. Like I said, this is a dome stadium. They're going to be playing. You ain't got to worry about weather. They're playing against the man-to-man coverage. Like, I just don't see Pickens and Lamb not having a good game today. Maybe Ferguson has a good game, but I like Dak to have a lot of passing yards today. 250 to 300 minimum, in my opinion, unless this just becomes some ugly freaking game. Like, I mean, we know Thursday Night Football can sometimes be brutal. But if the game script goes the way that I'm thinking it goes, it ends up being pretty dang high scoring with Dak having a lot of fantasy. He's cashed his line 3 straight games. 19.5 is not very much. I like Dak for 1.5 passing TDs as well if you wanted to play that. But you can get his original line right now for a fantasy score. So you come to fantasy score, Dak at 19.5. This gives us a double up right here. So if you play it with any other play, so you can run it with PATs for Bates, whatever you want to do, have a 2.75x and play these right here. Now, Bates, like I said, I like him at 2.5. There's probably better lines than that. Like, honestly, you could probably get Gibbs and buy him down to like 50 rushing yards. That'd probably be better, and it still gives you a 2.4x. But depends on how you guys want to do it. These are my 2 core plays right now for the Dallas side of things. If you want to play Dak passing yards as well, I don't mind it at like 250. So if you play at there it was, but 249.5, I don't mind this either. I think that's another good line if you want to play that. So you guys can kind of mix and match how you want. On the Detroit side of things, I'm kind of struggling where I think that most of the success is. I'm assuming it's going to be running game. I feel like the running game is going to be good today. I think Gibbs is going to be very hard to stop for the Cowboys. So I'm leaning towards Gibbs here. It's up to you what you think. If you think Goff has the better game, you could maybe take Goff. But, I mean, maybe both of them catch. If this is a super high-scoring game, you could probably take pass and rush yards and be good to go. But I'm kind of leaning towards this. Aubrey and Prescott, and then maybe Gibbs somewhere in here if you wanted to play it somewhere. So it's kind of like the props I'm looking at. You guys can alt the lines however you want, play with the lines however you want. These are the lines I'm kind of thinking for these games. If you were to play it like this, you got a 4.5x. And maybe I end up doing that. If you've been in the Discord before, I want to go ahead and say, like, I've never been huge on this bunch of Prizepicks plays. And some people don't like that I don't post a lot of prize picks. I'm about to start posting more prize picks just because the community wants it. I post a lot of I play probably 2 to 3 slips on every platform just to try to make the ones who don't have prize picks have success as well. So we'll post on Underdog, Chalkboard, Sleeper, whatever. So personally, I'm feeling like playing some prize picks lately. So I might play some 4-mans on prize picks today. So that's something you want. We'll see. But I do like these props. I'm not saying I'm playing this 4-man, but I like these props. And you can alt the lines how you want, like I said, if you want to be safer about it. But kind of do what you want. Aubrey and Dak are my 2 favorites, to be honest. So that's what I'm looking at in terms of NFL for today. So let's pull NBA up. Take a look at the NBA slate, and we're going to lock in a slip live. So the first NBA pick that I have is going to be for our man Brandon Ingram. Haven't played Ingram in a few games. They're going with Scotty Barnes. Scotty Barnes has been a wagon for me, man, but Ingram has been too. Ingram, a lot of the times, I'm going to give you how I've seen Ingram. So first of all, you got Raptors playing against the Lakers. This should be a high-scoring game. It's a pretty fast-paced game. It should be pretty competitive. Raptors at home have been pretty dang good. Ingram's cashed this line 4 of his last 5. Ingram usually gets the first 20 PRA like the first half. Then that last 10 takes forever. Like he struggles for that last 10. A lot of the times has a slow start in the third quarter. It is what it is. I like the matchup here, man. I like Ingram head-to-head versus the Lakers. He had 44 PRA in his last game. That was from last season. So give me Ingram. If you want to take Barnes instead, it's going to be Barnes or Ingram, in my opinion. They're going to be one of the 2 that pick it up. Maybe quickly, but I like Ingram going against a team that gives up middle of the pack in most stats, not very many rebounds. If you go to the forward positions, they give up a lot of stats to the forward, man. So looking at the matchup here versus Hachimura, I like our man Ingram, dude. I think he gives us 30, and that's one of my favorite plays. So going to come over here to NBA on Parlay Play. Code Fantasy Aces on Parlay Play, by the way. Ingram. We're going to go to PRA, 1.3x. And who are we going to pair Ingram with? So the one that I'm going to pair Ingram with, and quick disclaimer here, his original line is 32.5. If you want to play that, I like that. I'm going to be honest with you. I like the 32.5 as well. I'm going to buy it down just so I don't get hooked. I may end up playing both lines. We'll see. I'm pairing him with Keontae George. I told you guys Keontae George has been balling, man. This is a game where they can get another win. Keontae George PRA, his line's 32.5. Look at him in this season. He's cashed at 12 of 20. He's averaging 34 PRA. Now, if you look at him 2 games ago, one game he only played 19 minutes versus Houston, and he had 3 PRA. And obviously didn't do anything. Look at the last game, 37 minutes on the first versus Houston again, back-to-back games. They beat Houston. He had 40 PRA, so the dude balled out. I'm expecting another baller game from him. 29.5 PRAs, cashed 75%. It's a great matchup versus Brooklyn. They give up a decent amount of stats. Don't give up many stats to the point guard position, which obviously hurts us in terms of matchup-wise, but regardless, man, Keontae George has looked phenomenal, dude. He's averaging 34 PRA. 29 is not that high. Obviously, if you go to games without Kessler, we can go without Nurkic. There's not one without Nurkic and Kessler. But without Kessler, 11 to 15 games, he's averaging 33 PRA. Like to play here. Keontae George should step it up versus the Nets, and I'm going to be locking him in. So, Keontae George, 30 PRA. You get a 1.48x on this. This gives us a 1.95, so right at a double up. 250 wins us 487. We're going to lock it in live. Track picks, refresh, and you guys can see 250 to win $487.5 is locked in. So that's what I got for today, guys. Lock them in if you like them. Fade them if you don't. Hope you guys have a great day. Hope you guys cash all your slips, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video after hopefully we pull off the sweep.